Happy Monday. We got 3 more NBA playoff games. Let's talk some basketball. What's going on, everyone? Welcome back in to another episode for Just a Bet Outside. I am your host, Steven, and we're back to talk some playoff basketball, baby. That's right. Happy Monday to everyone. If you're going to work, having coffee, maybe it's nighttime where you live. But anyways, thank you for joining us. Thanks for watching the video. It was a wild weekend in NBA basketball on Sunday and Saturday, actually, and every single home team won and covered, except for the Thunder Pelicans. It is going on right now as we record this, so I do not know what's going on in that game, but just kind of wild. The home teams, they got a lead. It just started snowballing, and we did have some good games, though. But anyways, just want to let you guys know that I am going to add a little segment in this video, just give you guys some good matchups for these 3 games. We'll see how it goes. You guys let me know, obviously. But our bets, just meh. You know, playoffs are tough, and as you can tell in my descriptions, it's predicting strategies and how the game flow is going to go and what coaches are going to do, because there's a lot more of it during the playoffs. So we went like 4 and 5. It's just kind of meh, but we'll get the hang of it. We'll figure out how these teams are playing, and we'll get going here. But reminder, MLB Best Bets video will be out after this. Check that out. We got a ton of research, and it's Monday. So on top of all that research, we're going to add aces of bases, of course, and then give our best bets and all that. So go check that out. But I'm ready to get right back into it. We got 3 playoff games in the NBA on Monday. Before we do, it starts with a dad joke that I love, guys. If you can't giggle on this one, giggle. Who says that? If you can't laugh on this one, I don't know what to say. But, I mean, here's the deal. Sports and laughter, 2 of the key things, other than family. That's the main one. But here we go. Dad joke. Where do you take someone who's been in a peekaboo accident? ICU. That's pretty good, guys. Seriously. Okay. Anyways, in this video, we're going to recap the weekend, and then I'm going to give you the 6 best matchups today. That's the new segment we're going to add to this one. And then I'll give you our best bets and wrap it all up with the bets recap. Hit that like button. Leave a comment below. If you are new to the channel, hit that subscribe button as we are on our way to 24,000 subscribers. Let's go on a roll this week. Thank you guys for all the support. Hit that like button, of course. And I'm ready to get rolling. It starts with the recap. All right, let's talk about the recap from the last 3 days, guys. Friday was an 0-2 day. DeRozan over 5.5 assists. You guys may think it was a bad read. He had 8 or 9 potential assists at halftime. I don't know the exact number. I just know it was close to 1 million potential assists. If you watch that game, he was hitting guys that were bricking shot after shot after shot. It's part of the game. It's what happens. But it was just brutal to watch. He ended up with 4. He was too short, and he could have easily had that if teammates actually made some shots. But anyways, and then we had Larry Nance. Guys, he didn't play that much. Like I said, I thought he'd play around 20 minutes. He played 21 minutes. But he had a 3-minute stretch where he had 3 open dunks. Like, they literally forgot how to defend him. The Kings did in the paint. They lost track of him, and it was ugly. He had 20 PRAs in 21 minutes. So he went over by a couple. So it was just one of those days. 0-2. It sucked. But luckily we got back to it. On Saturday, went 2-1, up 9.92 units. The 2 guys I was worried about, Michael Porter and Karl Anthony Towns, those were the 2 that came through decently easy. Porter had a slow start, but Darius Garland was awful. He was awful from the get-go. He had, like you see right there, 5 turnovers, and he only took 11 shots. He just wasn't aggressive. He kept attacking the rim and just cared about passing it out. He wasn't even looking to score some of the times. It was just wild. But he blew the sweep, but we take the winning day. And then Sunday was just a 1-1, just lost a little juice. Porzingis and Luka, that player prop parlay came through. A little sweaty with Luka because the Mavericks were so horrendous in the first half. And then Dame. That was a dumb bet, obviously. So here's the deal with Dame. You guys are going to look at it and say, what were you thinking under 3.5 threes? I will say this. He had 0 threes in the second half. 0. So it was there. The guy hit some long shots. One buzzer beater that was 10 feet behind the 3-point line. He went bonkers. He was 6 for 9 in the first half. I mean, he hasn't done that in a long time. He went nuts. Pacers tightened up. He missed a few shots. Maybe they raised that line to 4.5, and maybe I take the under again. We'll see. But either way, Dame just said, this is my night, and they crushed him. So that was a bad loss. But anyways, that's what we got. That's a season record if you are new to the channel. And then the playoff record, 5-6, down 1.96 units. We can get that back in 1 day. So before we get to those best bets, let's talk the matchups. All right, this is the first time we've done this since there's not a lot of defenses and teams playing all those arrows and everything. We're going to do this. I'm going to give you 6 best matchups, and we'll talk about it here. So the first 3 are all in the same game. Jamal Murray of the Nuggets versus the Lakers. So I'm going to go off the last 30 days of the regular season stats, and then I'll give you some more info too. But Lakers give up the 6th most points, 4th most assists to the point guard position. And the game number 1, Jamal Murray, 22 points, 10 assists. And in the series against the Lakers last year, if you care, in the playoffs, he averaged 32.5 points per game. So just one good matchup. You may already know that because it's game 2 already. But the next one, Aaron Gordon. Lakers struggle against power forwards. They've given up the 2nd most points, the most rebounds, and the 3rd most assists to the power forward position. Again, that's the last 30 days of the regular season. Gordon had 12 points, 11 rebounds, and 7 assists in game 1. Hopefully that helps you. And then LeBron King James versus the Nuggets. Denver gave up the 4th most points to the power forward position. LeBron had 27 in game 1, averaged 27.5 points per game in the series last year against them, the sweep that when they got swept by the Nuggets. When I put these on here, it doesn't mean it's an automatic bet. I just want to give you all the info, all the stats. You guys check the line, see what you like, and obviously we'll go from there. But those are the first 3 matchups. Take a screenshot, and now let's go check out the final 3. The first one, we got Franz Wagner of the Orlando Magic against the Cleveland Cavaliers. Cavs giving up the 3rd most points to the small forward position in game 1. Franz had 18 points in only on 7 or 15 shooting, so he should have had a better day. Then the next one, Josh Hart, the man, the myth, the legend that we've won some money on for the Knickerbockers against the Sixers. Philly gave up the 4th most rebounds to the power forward position in the last 30 days. And in case you think it's a fluke, they gave up the most rebounds to the power forward position over the course of the entire season. Josh Hart, 13 rebounds in game 1. And the final one, yuck, the guy that made us not get a sweep on Saturday, Darius Garland versus the Magic. Orlando gave up the 7th most points to the point guard position. We talked about it when I bet him. But like I mentioned earlier, I put it right here. Garland was just passive. I want to think he's going to come out more aggressive in this game. You never know. I mean, apparently Evan Mobley was the number 1, him and Donovan Mitchell, and it could happen again. But I just want to point this out. Orlando has given up a lot, but he only took 11 shots, still scored 14 points. So obviously I was thinking more 15 to 20 shots that game. But anyways, those are the 6 best matchups. Leave a comment below. Let me know if this helps you as we get going on in the playoffs. Just want to try to give you guys as much help as we can. But without further ado, it's time for the best bets. All right, this segment of the show is brought to you by our sponsor, Better Bet. That's BTR Bet, the best place to find, track, analyze, and share your bets. Click that link below in the description and go check it out. All right, I got 2 best bets and I have 3 leans. That's right, I got a lot I want to talk through. So here we go. Bet number 1 is a player prop parlay. I absolutely love it. Jared Allen, 10+ rebounds. LeBron James, 7+ assists at -106 on DraftKings. So let's talk about Mr. Jared Allen, 10+ rebounds. He had 31 rebound chances in game 1. I will repeat, he had 31. It's absolutely insane. He turned that into 18 actual rebounds. I am just needing 10. I don't know if I mentioned that. He has 10+ rebounds in 10 of the last 15 games. You heard him talk about last year. He wasn't ready for the spotlight, the physicality, the playoff basketball. He changed it. He was a man on an absolute mission in game 1. It was incredible to see on the glass. I wouldn't be surprised if he gets 14 or 15. This line is at moved to 11.5 now. If you just want to take over 11.5, I think he gets 12 again. Also, but it's also a good ladder opportunity here. So he played 35 minutes in game 1. If we just drop it down to even 33 minutes, which I think is a safe floor for him to play in a playoff game with these tighter rotations, with 33 minutes or more played, he has had 10 more rebounds in 12 of his last 15 games. And in the 2 of those 3 he missed, he had 8 and 9 rebounds. I mean, he's right there. So he's just an absolute monster. And by the way, Evan Mobley, he had 11 rebounds in game 1, and it still didn't matter. Jared Allen had 18. So give me Jared Allen, 10+ rebounds. All right, now LeBron James over 6.5 assists. This is an alt line, obviously. That's part of this parlay. Both of them are. But I did a lot of digging into game 1s, also watched the games, things like that. And that's kind of how I determine where these lines are and what's good value and all that. But here's what's crazy, guys. This is a great buy low spot. You're going to hear that term a lot. But LeBron James had 18 potential assists in game 1. 18. That means he should probably get in 10 to 12 assist range. He had 8 assists in that game. That's right, 8. I mean, that's still over 6.5. And that was with his teammates missing almost everything. After like the first quarter, they played well offensively, and then everyone just started missing. But in case you're curious, he has 7+ assists in 21 of his last 24 games. That's right. 21 of 24 is an absolutely crazy hit rate. This guy, you know LeBron, you watch him play. He has the ball in his hands. He is looking to distribute. He's looking to attack, kick out, things like that. He should get some more shots made. In his last 5 playoff games versus the Nuggets, which is the 4-game series last year when they got swept in game 1, here's what he's had in assists. 8, 9, 12, 10, and 9. All I need is 7, guys. So give me Jared Allen, 10 plus rebounds, LeBron James, 7 plus assists. I like them both to go over their original lines, but that is bet number 1. All right, before we get into our next bet and the leans, we got to talk to you about this promotion. If you have not heard it yet, you got to take advantage of Bet365. You get 2 options if you live in a legal state. First bet safety net up to $1,000. You place your first cash bet up to $1,000. If the bet loses, you will have your wager refunded in bonus bets. Just an incredible deal. Or you can go take the other one. Bet $5, get $150 in bonus bets no matter what happens with your first bet. Here's how you have to do it. You go to the description below, click the link for Bet365, sign up if you're in a legal state, and you go pick a promotion and get started. Get that bankroll up there as we get into the NBA playoffs. It's an incredible deal, limited time only, so go join right now while they have it. So, of course, you must be 21 years or older to gamble. If you have a gambling problem, call or text 1-800-GAMBLER. All right, back to the bets. All right, this next best bet takes us out to Denver, Colorado. We got the Nuggets hosting the Los Angeles Lakers. Nuggets minus 7.5. Total in this game, 223. I'm going to get right into it because we've talked about this game a little bit. But I need D'Angelo Russell over 15.5 points at minus 118 on DraftKings. This is, again, the term I used before, a buy low spot for him after game 1. I don't understand this line. I'm going to be honest with you. I know that doesn't always equal great things, but just hear me out. He took 20 shots last game, okay? And that's not like super uncommon. Oh my gosh, what is he doing? He shot 6 for 20. He shot 1 for 9 from three-point range. I watched the game, and I kept watching him brick shot after brick shot, which is also part of the reason why LeBron James had 8 assists instead of like 10 maybe. But he just couldn't make a shot to save his life. But he played 41 minutes. And I was thinking when I watched that game, I was like, I want to see where his points line is because we might be able to get a good value. And I was still thinking it was going to be 17.5. But his average, guys, he averages 18 points per game this season. So the fact that it's 15.5 just is mind-boggling to me, considering he played the 41 minutes in the game 1. He's played 40 or more minutes in only 6 games this year. I'm not counting game 1 of the playoffs, just in the regular season. He has played 40 or more minutes in 6 games. He went over 15.5 in all 6, and he actually scored 22 or more points in 5 of those 6. When you have that many minutes, this is a guy who likes to shoot. He's never met a shot that he does not like. It's a pure volume play, and we've seen D'Angelo Russell go absolutely ballistic. Here's the deal. I only think he needs a decent shooting night here. I'm not asking him to be super efficient or anything like that. He went 1 for 9 from three-point range in game 1 and scored 13 points. In order to go over this 15.5 line, all he would have had to do is shoot 2 for 9 from three-point range. Yep, hash brown math in my head. 2 for 9 from three-point range and 7 for 20 from the field, and he would have gone over this. That's all I need, guys. I just need a decent night. I'm not saying he's guaranteed to get 20 shots. Even in the 16 to 20 range, I mean, a decent night. I like it. I just think it's too low of a line. It's just something you have to take, honestly, or I have to take, because, like I said, his season average is 18 points per game. He's getting more minutes now, and they're dropping a line at 15.5. I got to take it. Hopefully, D'Angelo Russell can knock down some shots. You've seen throughout the year, when he has a really bad shooting night or low-scoring night, he usually bounces back pretty well. So I love D'Angelo Russell over 15.5 points as the second best bet. And now I got 3 leans to talk about. And when I say these 3 leans almost made the best bets, I'm not kidding. They really did. And one of them still may be an added play tomorrow. But if you guys only like my leans and want to tail those, go for it. I mean, this is just all about information, trying to get as much to you. You can fade all these off, obviously, as well. But this first one is Mr. Franz Wagner. Over 27.5 PRAs. I also like over 8.5 rebounds plus assists. I'm just going to briefly talk about these. He had a ton of potential assists in game 1, just a ton of them. His teammates also could not make a freaking shot. He had 10 RAs. Even with all that, he still had 7 boards, 3 dimes. Big minutes for him. I mean, we know that. He's going to play more minutes than he usually does, and 8.5 is just too low, in my opinion, for RAs. And we already talked about points. It's a great matchup. Should bounce back. Didn't have a good shooting night like we talked about in the matchups earlier. I like him over 27.5 PRAs or over 8.5 RAs. Next one. We haven't been talking about anything but player props lately. I like a Knicks Nuggets moneyline parlay, and that still may make the card. We will see. But Knicks, I mean, guys, they're just too deep. They just have too many weapons. They can throw too many things at the 76ers. Even when Jalen Brunson struggles, they have other guys. Defensively, they're so good. They held the 76ers to 2 extremely low-scoring games. It is really hard to shoot well and score a lot of points for 4 quarters against this Knicks defense. I just like it. I like McBride off the bench. I like DiVincenzo, all these guys. Josh Hart's just an absolute beast. We know that. We saw it in game 1. We saw it all season. And then the Nuggets. Here's a crazy stat. This isn't why I made the bet, or why I like the lean, but the Nuggets are 37-0 versus Western Conference teams at home when Jokic, Jamal Murray, Michael Porter, and Aaron Gordon all start and finish a game. I know it sounds weird. It's just saying when those 4 play and don't get hurt in the middle of it, when those 4 play, they are 37-0 at home against Western Conference teams. It's absolutely crazy. But again, that's not why I'm betting it. They're 7.5-point favorites. The Nuggets, it's just such a hard matchup for the Lakers. I just think the Nuggets are going to be too hard to beat. Lakers might get a game or 2 in this series, but I don't see it coming in Denver. Denver's just too good. They really are. They can't match up, and I don't think they even have anywhere near the good coach compared to Malone and the Nuggets. I don't like Ham very well. I don't like his adjustments he makes. So better coach, better team. Home court advantage is absolutely huge in Denver. Lakers just cannot figure them out. So I like them to win just straight up as a moneyline parlay with the Knicks as my second lean. Third lean, I was literally starting to write this bet up as a best bet. I chose D'Lo more because I just like it, but Jalen Brunson under 31.5 points is an alt line. That's at minus 136 as of recording on FanDuel. Most books are already starting to move to 30.5. I still like it at 30.5. Under a superstar score, I get it. It's really hard. I just took Dame, and it just blew up in my face. But here's the deal, guys. In game 1, I really like what I saw. If you watch the game, Kelly Oubre was all over him, and they went over screens. Then they chased him down. I think they got a couple blocks from just going over the screen. Jalen Brunson would pull up for a jumper. They block it from behind. They got guys everywhere. Kelly Oubre is the most athletic and the best defending him. You've seen it all season long, too, against Jalen Brunson. Maxey helps out a little bit as well as other guys, but Oubre is the guy. And they played 5 games now. 5 games against each other. Here's what Jalen Brunson has scored: 29, 21, 19, and 20 in the 4 regular season games, and then 22 points in game 1. Jalen could absolutely go off. Obviously, it's Jalen Brunson, but I think they're trying to make other guys score and beat them. And Jalen Brunson, he can get hot and get over this easily, but the shots are not going to be just easy, wide-open shots. He's getting contested, getting a lot of bodies thrown at him. So Jalen Brunson, under 31.5, you can get the alt line at minus 130, 135 area, or under 30.5 is also a lean. It's scary. I get it. But anyways, thanks for letting me ramble. I just want to talk NBA playoff basketball, give you as many ideas and options as possible. Those are my 2 best bets, my 3 leans. Let's check out the bets recap. All right, there it is. Jared Allen, 10-plus boards. LeBron James, 7-plus assists, minus 106. And then D'Angelo Russell, over 15.5 points at minus 118 on DraftKings. And then, of course, the 3 leans that I also just got done talking about. I like one of those may be added, maybe something else. Who knows? But if I do add one, it will be in the pinned comments below. It will be on X, and it will be on Discord. So thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it. It's always fun to talk playoff basketball. Leave me your opinions, your best bets, everything you got down below. And let's get some winners today and enjoy some basketball. Again, go check out that MLB Best Bets video out right after this video. All right, thanks again. Hope everyone has a great Monday. We'll talk to you soon.